be a very odd couple. Y'all give it up for Mr. Pete Barlow.
You know I love you, Happy.
Yeah!
Fun fact, memorization is not on the grading rubric, so legal loophole, everybody. Alright, by now we all know what tonight's topic is, and Happy Bones, I have a few follow-up questions. So after I travel back in time and say these 5 words, like, do I just immediately go back to the future, or do I just stand there silently and awkwardly Also, why 5 words? I ask this because I feel really bad for the time traveler who went back to 1963 and was like, stop JFK from going to... Now, I assume you picked this topic because you've met these comedians and you think that we've all made a lot of terrible life decisions. And I'm here to assure you that me, a man in a basement bar on a Monday night in Augusta, Georgia, have made nothing but great life decisions. No, but for real though, I would like to go back in time and say a couple words to myself. It'd have to be something significant, like travel back to the year 2008, see myself watching television and be like, Lost sucks after season 4. Folks, I would save myself so many hours of disappointment. Or I could go back to myself when I graduated high school, go up and say, skip college, join the army. Folks, if I had listened to that advice back in 2005, I would be eligible for retirement next year and not be tens of thousands of dollars in debt. I kid you not, my bachelor's degree is the most expensive piece of toilet paper I own. However, I've been in the Army for 14 years and it mostly sucks, so I imagine future me would show up, look at him and go, actually join the Air Force. We're pretty realistic here, folks. No, but here's the thing, all of the advice I've been given so far is good advice. And here's the thing about me, I'm kind of an asshole, especially to myself. So here's what I'd really like to do. I'd go back to 1992, find myself immediately after watching the movie Home Alone 2 and be like, Donald Trump gets elected president. Just to see the look on his face. Or I could be super ambiguous and be like, future president is in that. So that way, throughout my entire life, I'd just be waiting for that moment when Macaulay Culkin gets elected president. Or maybe it'd be like a wild card like Joe Pesci. And then in 2016, I'd be like, oh, it's the guy from the lobby scene. Okay, good to know. No, but for real, what I would actually do, because frankly, that's not trolling me nearly enough. I would find my most tattered clothing, cover myself in fake blood, and travel back to December 31st, 2019, and just pop up and be like, zombie apocalypse starts next year, and then just disappear into a cloud of smoke. That way, throughout 2020, everyone was going around like, oh, this is the worst year ever. What's next? And I'd just be standing in the back like, those poor bastards have no idea what's coming. All right, well, my name's Pete. That's been my set. Give it up for your host, Happy Bones, everybody.
I love that I mentioned shouting out your comics, and since I did that, everybody's done that. That's like I have this story sometimes I tell about meeting Colin Kaepernick before he was Colin Kaepernick, and he gave me a $20 tip. And sometimes white people want to prove they can give you a $20 tip too, so I get a lot of 20s in my tip jar. I'm sorry, I went off the rails right there. Pete Barlow. Motherfucker, you would have rather went into the Air Force, and you was like, damn, that would have been great.
Yeah, I'll be honest, when I joined it was like Army in the air, Army in the oceans, Marines, it all just felt the same. And then I joined it and I was like, you made a terrible mistake.
I have a friend that was in the Navy and he was like, man, it's the easiest, bro. I don't do shit but just ride around on a boat. I was like, what else you do? He's like, peel potatoes. He works in the galley. So I'm gonna hand it up. I really don't have any notes for you because you badass, man. How long you been doing comedy now?
Just about 2 years.
Damn, 2 years again. I'm behind the motherfucking learning curve. I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna get with Matt. We're gonna become a team. This is gonna be great. They're gonna teach me everything they know. Andy, what you got?
Regular Suicide Squad.
I 100% agree. You got a really good stage presence and the creativity, and just a different take on from what we've seen already. Very cool. You know, it's fun to see people's angles on everything. So that was enjoyable for me, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of laughs all the way through. That was fun.
I was hoping that Andy would talk longer so I could formulate a better and important answer. I love the structure. Again, man, great creativity, like Andy's saying, unlike the other. I got a lot to say on it, and Woody doesn't want me to.
That's not true. Go ahead and say.
All right.
Go ahead and say one thing that's really short.
It was well structured from one spot to the next of saying, here are the different things that I thought of as a comedian coming up with this bit. I could really feel myself as you saying, what am I gonna do for this bit? I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, and each one was really well sussed out. Great structure on each one of the things, but most important, I really felt as the audience that I could understand you as a comic coming up with this idea. Really well done.
Okay, that was pretty good. That was another thing. Everybody give it up for Mr. Pete Barlow. That was another thing I thought was impressive. See, when I give you all these weird topics and shit,